Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kathy Champion and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the US and I reside in North Carolina. So welcome in. I'm so happy to have you here, and I want to take care of just a few little housekeeping things. This is our host code for December. I'm a month behind y'all. But this is the host code for December, and if you spend $50 on my online store, retail before your shipping cost and your tax, and use this host code, you'll receive a free gift from me. Now the gifts vary. Sometimes they're a pack of 6x6 paper. Sometimes they're a pack of gems like this. It varies. Sometimes it's a roll of ribbon, but you will get something free from me if you use this host code. Now, if your order is $150 or more, do not use this host code because Stampin' Up will give you Stampin' Rewards, and that will be a whole lot better than what I give. So just remember that if it's over $150, do not use this code. Just go in and place your order, and then you'll receive free products. It'll be a monetary amount that you can redeem for product. So that's a great way that Stampin' Up likes to reward you as well. So with that being said, let's move to the next order of business, and that is our current mini catalog, which this was they don't call it the holiday catalog, but it was Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. So I'm sorry, I call it the holiday. They like to call it the mini catalog August through December 2020. But anyway, there are so many products that are retiring out of this catalog. So hop over to my store. The website will be listed below this video, and take a look at some of the products. Now, some of these, there's a few that are going to be returning next year, and there are some that's going to be returning in the annual catalog that will come out in June. But a lot of these are going away, and the ones that are retiring are somewhere between 60 and 20% off. So there's a great savings, especially on your dies. I notice there's a lot of die sets that are 50% off, stamp sets that are 50% off, paper packs that are 50% off. So go in and shop, and this is a great time to get some of those items that you may have wanted. Now let me forewarn you, the sale's been going on for a little bit. So a lot of these items are selling out. So if there's an item and it tells you it's not available, it's not going to be on back order, so you can't order it anyway. So if that happens, I'm so sorry. But get in there as soon as possible and see what we got and see what's still available. And you'll get some really neat goodies and save money in the process. That's always a good thing. Okay, so today I want to bring you our very last Christmas card for this year. I am using the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and I've got the two larger pieces, and I'm going to lay those out. I'm also going to be using a piece of real red cardstock. Now this is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 1.5 and 4 1/4, and then I folded it in half. And then I folded this piece back, just like this. We're going to actually put some Stampin' Seal on this because I want that to lay down. But before we do that, I want to build the card first. The other thing that I have is I cut from this paper pack that is called Heartwarming Hugs, and this is in the Christmas catalog, but this paper can be used for so much more than just Christmas. Look at this piece here. Christmas on one side and the spring picnic on the other. So, like I said, there's so many different pattern papers in these packs, and Stampin' Up is so good about making sure that you can use your paper for more than one occasion, and I think that's a fantastic thing. So I cut a piece out of this that measures. Let me give you the measurements. Now these are all going to be on the blog. This is 3.5 by 5 1/4. And this piece is going to go down right inside here. I'm going to lay everything out, and then we'll put everything together. And then I cut 2 strips that was 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And this one is going to go right on top of that, right like that. And then we have 2 pieces of white that's cut at 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. And one of those is going to go here. And the other one is going to go right on top of that beautiful red and white paper. And I think that's going to be the perfect frame. Then this is going to fold over like this. Let's see if we can get this straight. And once we put this all together, you're going to see how beautiful it's going to be. And then this piece is going to go right here. And you want to be careful when you're lining these up to try your best to get the same evenness all the way around so it will look perfect. The other thing I did using these 2 dies, I cut a Pear Pizzazz because that's the paper that coordinates with this. And you might ask, how do I know that? Every pack of designer paper gives you the colors right here, the Heartwarming Hugs, and then you've got Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, Real Red, and Whisper White. So I know that those colors will coordinate with this paper beautifully. So that's why I chose that. And I have another piece that's Whisper White. These are going to go across the card just like that. This is going to layer on top of here. And we're going to stamp our sentiment here. I also stamped out of, I used this stamp set, Christmas Means More. And I went ahead and stamped a page of these little holly leaves, and I colored them using my Stampin' Blends. And I used the light and dark Granny Apple Green, and this is the dark Real Red. So that's the colors that I used to color these. Very easy coloring. I used the dark in the middle of the leaves, and I went back and blended it with the lighter color. And I thought those turned out beautiful. Now we are going to have to fussy cut these, so I'm going to cut a couple just to show you, or maybe just one. But when I'm fussy cutting something like this, I will just do my little thing like this all the way around. And I like to do a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle cut that I like to call it, because that way you don't have to be perfect, because, you know, very seldom are we perfect in our crafting. I used to think everything had to be perfect, and I couldn't use it if it wasn't absolutely perfect. Those are so cute, and we can just cut them out just like that. If you had a little circle punch, you could just punch this out. So many different ways that you can use these. And if you want to cut them closer, you can do that. And not do the wiggle wiggle. Just cut outside the black line. But you're still going to have your berries that's going to have some white on them. Just like that. And it's up to you how you want to do this. And you could come back in and, I don't know that a green would make the leaves look a little disoriented. But I just thought those were cute. And I thought, how cute would they be? And we could always stamp them on here. And that might be something we'll try. Since I'd already done this and I cut them, I wasn't real pleased with the way they looked with the white behind them. So let's see. It would look better if it was on the white. Let's see, because the white would kind of blend into that. But with this, we might want to just stamp directly on to here. So let's try that. Let's get our sentiment first. The sentiment, I was going to use this, and I think I still will. So let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And since I'm using photopolymer stamps, I'm going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I'm going to lay that right there. I'm going to use my Momento black. Oops. And of course it would not be, we would not be stamping if I wasn't making a mess. And I got it on my table, so I definitely want to clean that up. That ink pad just slipped right down off of my block, and I got it on my block as well. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit of my mess, and then we will carry on. Alright, let's do it this way. Alright, that looks nice and covered. So I'm going to bring this right to the middle and stamp. And I'm pressing this because I'm not sure this is going to stamp good, and if it doesn't, we may have to regroup. Actually, it stamped very good, so very pleased with that. So I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Scrub. I like my Stampin' Scrub. Now there's a Simply Chamois that is wonderful, but it squeaks on the stamp so much that I don't like to use it on camera. So I opt for that one. All right, let's go ahead and ink up our little holly berries, and I'm gonna. Well, I think this might be cute. Let's put one right there. And let's do one down on this corner. I like that. I don't even think those need to be colored. Now you can come back with your Pear Pizzazz, or even a darker color if you like. So let's see. Let's try a... I'm going to go with this. I'm going to try the dark Granny Apple Green, just to see what we get. And I'm going to take that off of my Stampin' Pierce mat. And we're going to just go along that line. I'll do the same thing down here. A little color, just a little bit. Then I want to come back with the lighter. And just kind of blend that in. Not bad. I'm not sure how the red, I'm going to use the darker, I'm going to use the Cherry Cobbler in the dark to see if this will color my berries in better. So let's try this and see. I love that. It does give it a little pop of color. Very pretty. Alright. I do like the way that turned out. Alright, we'll move those Stampin' Blends. And now this I want to adhere to here, but I want to pop it up. So we are going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I am going to put one there, one here, here, and here, and then maybe one right there in the middle, just to stabilize everything. I'm going to lasso these with my Take Your Pick tool. This little tool does so many things in the craft room, so if you have not gotten one of these, I would say pick one up. Best $10 you'll ever spend. It comes with the pick on one end and a putty you get a refill putty that you can pick up little gems and stuff with. This particular tool that I've got screwed on is a separate item that you can purchase, but I love it. Alright, now that we got this all taken care of, let's bring this piece over. And these were the pieces I cut from those dies. I think I told you that. Alright, we're going to look at this and see if we can get it right there in the middle. That's so pretty. Look how pretty that white frames it. Alright, let's go ahead and start putting our card together. I am going to use some, I think I'm going to use the liquid glue tonight, or today. I think this is gonna work out really good for me. So I'm gonna start over here and I'll put this white piece down. I am gonna put glue on this one. And we're gonna set this in. And I'm looking to get my little 1/8 of an inch border all around. And that looks good. Now I'm going to put this piece down because this piece is going to go right here. Right about there. So I am going to put my liquid glue on the back. And again, I'm going to use this piece to see exactly where I want this, because I want these to line up as perfectly as I can get them. So I'm going to press that in place really well. And then I'm going to take a piece of this, and we're going to do the same thing. I think for this one I am going to use the tape runner, or the Stamp and Seal. Not press and seal. That's wrap. This is my Stampin' Seal. This is the Stampin' Seal Plus, and I love the Plus. I think it's I just think it's really good stuff. It's very, very durable, and when it goes down, it goes down. No wiggle room. Alright, I'm going to turn this card around this way because I want to make sure that I've got my edge here. And there. And then we'll just press that down. Alright, we're getting there. Now the only thing we got left to do is put this here. That's why I did that one. I cut that one down to fit over top of this. But you know what? As long as I've got a neat border here, I'm not going to worry about that, because I want this strip right here to show. And that looks pretty good. So, well, you know what? Maybe I will. Decisions. I'm going to go back to the liquid glue. I want a little wiggle room when I lay this down. And if you have trouble getting your pieces lined up by using the Stampin' Seal or the Stampin' Seal Plus, use your liquid glue. Alright, so now this is going to come over, and then this piece is going to adhere to right here. And if you get that lined up just right, look how pretty that's going to look, because it's going to look like it's cut right there with that piece, because I did cut those two pieces in half, so they do match. Okay, and I'm going to take this piece and lay it out. And I'm going to come down to here. And all I want to do is get this lined up the same on both sides and then press. And there we go. We've got that much of our card done. And I think what I want to do is I think I want to tack this piece down so it doesn't fly up. And to do that, I'm going to use a little bit of my Stampin' Seal, just like that, and press that down. That will help our card from being so, the other thing if you really get a good varnish on your fold, that will help your card to lay flat as well. Another one of those little tips. Alright, so now we have this piece, and this piece is going to go right here in the middle. But you have to remember that you do not want this to glue anywhere but on this panel right here. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put some press and seal. Let's center this where we want it. And I want it just like that. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to make a little bit of a dot, maybe like a little arrow there and there. And this lets me know that I need my seal in this area. So from here to here. And now that's going to cover that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that little mark, that first mark that I put on there. And now I have my lines drawn where I can see exactly where I need to put my glue or my seal. I'm going to actually use the seal, and I'm going to come down from that line to this one. And I'm going to put about 3 rows because I really want to make sure that this adheres really well. So now I am going to come in looking at my sides. And just press that down. And now we have this beautiful little card that folds beautifully. This I don't like. It looks like this was a little uneven. So, and I think it was this piece that was uneven. You know what we can do? We can see if we can get that up. There's a technique that will release your press and seal. You have to huff and puff on it. So you can also use your heat tool. Let's get our heat tool and try that. We're going to just use it on the setting 1. And all I'm doing is just heating up the paper. It does work. Just be careful not to burn your hand. Another little trick that will help you if you ever get pieces that are not where you want them to be. Now I'm going to try this piece again, but I'm also going to take some liquid glue and run right through there like that. And I've got a little bit of red on this piece, but that's okay. Just going to peel that up. And we're going to try this again. I'm trying to make sure that I've got that nice and even, and it's still not even. Much, much better. Now I am going to take my bone folder just for good measure, and I am going to really give this a good rub, especially right up there because it did not look like it bonded good right there on that corner. So I'm just going to lift that up and put a little liquid glue under it. And then press it down again. And again, that's just another way that you can fix a card that may mess up on you. Okay, and I have an idea for these little holly berries. I think it's going to be so cute. Now we want to do something on the inside. I think to carry over with the holly, I am going to stamp that inside and color it so it will look like these without the cutout, and I think that'll be really cute. So let's get our Momento ink and our little holly berries. I'm just going to do one up in each corner, just like that, and maybe the same thing over here. Let's see, we'll do one up here, or maybe over here. And down here. I love that. Now we can put us a nice little sentiment in here. And I'm going to just rub my stamp off real quick so that it's clean. And let's see what sentiment we want to use before I love a pretty, pretty, pretty Merry Christmas. And you know, I always go back to the Unto You, or Unto Us. I don't know why, but I love, love, love the sentiments in this one. And if this one will fit, this is definitely going to be the sentiment we use. And it does. Christmas begins with Christ. I love that sentiment. I think it's so true. And I want to stamp that in red ink. So we are going to close this ink pad. And I'm going to get my little red. And I'm going to pick this up like so. And we're going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it about here. Love that. I think it's so beautiful. Okay. And then over on this side, I'm going to use the Merry Christmas. From that very same stamp set. The font is the same, and it just looks so pretty. I think it coordinates so well, and I think I might stamp it in a little catty-cornered way. I like that. So I'm going to pull that one off. And I probably should have stamped this before I put the dimensions on, but you know what? I didn't, so we're going to hope for a good stamp. Very good. Love, love, love how this card came together. I think it's so pretty, but we're not done yet. We still have some embellishments to do. And now I want to use some of these little gems, and I wasn't real pleased with the way these turned out because they're just not quite bright. So we're going to brighten those up by using some of these little red gems. Isn't that cute? And a good way to use our red gems. So I'm going to pick one up and bring it and put it right there. You know, it's all of the little details like this that you put in your cards that makes them extra special. At least I think so. Now look how that makes that holly pop. Look at the difference. So pretty. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to take 3 of these little gems, and we're just going to put them right over top of the holly berry. And that's like the crowning touch, but I'm still not done. We have this beautiful ribbon, and I want to tie a bow, and I'm hoping this is going to come together like I'm hoping that it will. I'm going to actually use both colors together. If I can find the end on this to break it. There we go. And I'm going to pull off, and I want to hold this together. We're going to put it together. So I'm going to take about that much, and I'm going to cut. So this is going to be probably about 5 inches of ribbon. You probably don't need quite that much. You could probably do 4. And then all I'm going to do is tie this in a knot. So this ribbon is not easy to work with, but it is gorgeous. So I'm just going to tie a little knot. So we're going to do what's called a knot bow, because it's not a bow, but it is a knot. So we're going to pull these apart just a little bit so you can see both colors in it, like that. And then I'm going to cut one end off to match the other, like that. Isn't that pretty? And so simple. And I'm going to put that down right there. I think that's pretty. We could do it up here, or we could do it right here. I really think I like it here better. I think it kind of frames the sentiment better there. So I'm going to lay that ribbon over here and get it out of our way. And I'm going to put that bow down using a glue dot. They're the best things to use on putting bows down. And I'm going to show you how to do that. There's the glue dot. And here's my ribbon. And I'm just going to press that in and it picks it right up. And then you can bring it and just place it right where you want it. And just press it down. And there you've got your little bow on your card. Beautiful sentiment, beautiful, beautiful paper, and we can call this card done. And I think it's absolutely breathtaking. Now we do need to go back in and color these. I almost forgot. So I am going to grab my dark Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to use my brush tip, and I'm just going to go in like this, maybe a little bit down at the bottom of the leaf, and a little bit here the same way, maybe on one side. You know, all leaves are different. So a little bit here, and the same thing here, just putting down some color. That's all you got to do. Now I'm going to come back in with the light. And I am just going to pull some of that in, just like that. And see how you get the two-tone by doing that? And it just to me, it just looks so much more realistic. So, that looks good. Alright, and then we're going to use that real red, and this is the dark real red, and I'm going to use the bullet tip on it, and I'm just going to come in and dot these holly berries. And I am just barely dotting the ink down. That will keep you from going outside the line. Alcohol ink seems to spread when you touch the paper. That's why some people have trouble coloring with them, because it has a tendency to spread. But if you're very careful and you just put down dots, especially in small areas like this, you will be very pleased with your outcome. All right, we are done, and I love, love, love. I'm going to get all of my little trash out of the way. And I think this card turned out gorgeous. I'm going to zoom y'all in a little bit more. And there we go. Hey, my nails match the card. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope y'all enjoyed the making of this card, and I hope that you will try something like this and go over and grab some of this paper and some of the trims and the stamp sets while they're still available. I know that this one, Christmas Means More, this one is on the retired list, so I'm not sure what the percentage is off on it, but it is a good deal. So grab that while you can. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the making of this card, and I hope to see y'all. I will be here next week, probably Monday and Tuesday, hopefully with videos both days, but it will be out of the new catalog. I'll be introducing some of the new products. I cannot show you the catalog per se. According to Stampin' Up rules, I can show you the front of it, but I cannot show you. And some of you may have already gotten your catalog. I did mail out quite a few of these to people that had ordered from me and people that had requested a catalog. Let me zoom you out a little bit. But this is our new mini catalog, January through June. This goes live on January 5th, 2021. And it also, our celebration, which I have that catalog too. Let's see. Is it in here? Oops, nope, I opened that catalog. How about that? Here's our celebration. And again, the celebration has some beautiful items. I will be featuring some of those, and nothing in this catalog can be bought. You get it free. With every $50 you spend, you can choose a free item. Some of the items require two $50 purchases, so like for example a $100 purchase, and you can choose one of those. If you make a $150 purchase, you could get one $50 and one $100, or you could get three $50 items. So they're beautiful. They are absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stamp sets. So with that being said, I am going to close out for today, thanking you ever so much for tuning in. And as I always tell you in closing, I love you all very much. Be a blessing to someone today. Let someone know that you care. And most of all, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven, because He is so worthy. Until we craft again, God bless and keep you. I love you all very much. And we will craft again soon. Bye-bye.